Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today I have no idea at this point while I'm filming this video what I'm calling this whole video. I don't know if I'm going to call it roasting eyeshadow palettes. I have no idea. But basically today we are roasting eyeshadow palettes that were submitted by you guys. I had asked you guys on my Insta stories to let me know what palettes or collections you are not interested in, that you cannot stand or you cannot understand why they even released it. And I figured instead of sharing with you guys the ones that I am not interested in, I would do the ones that you're not interested in. Now, a lot of these are ones that I would say there are some that are missing and some that I may want or own myself. So it's going to be a Mod Podge of everything in here. But before I get into it, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alex. I am an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of Project Pan. That is something that interests you. Subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with the roasting. Now, obviously, before I get into any of the roasting, if these palettes are things that you are wanting to purchase or that are on your wish list, take what I say with a grain of salt. Obviously, we all have differences of opinions. And like I mentioned in the intro, some palettes on here, I know that one of them at least I own, and some I may or may not own in the future. I don't know, but I just wanted to let you guys know that don't take this to heart. It is supposed to be a fun, lighthearted video that involves you guys. So I'm going to get started with the first one. I'm going to put pictures of all the palettes on here, and I am putting them up on my screen on my phone just because some of these I didn't even know were released, to be honest with you guys, or I want some better pictures to really roast these suckers. So the first one, you guys know me too well because you know this one was on my roasting list. So this is the Morphe 350 third version. I don't know why they think that adding more to this variation is what's selling. The first one, fine, it did well. It was different from the other ones that they were releasing, and that's why it did so well, but they should have stopped while they were ahead. A lot of brands should stop while they're ahead because there's other ones on here that they should have stopped while they were ahead. This one, oh my gosh, where do we begin? First of all, you're still giving me a lot of miércoles, a bunch of it. I don't need that much brown in my palettes. That's the first thing. Second of all, if you think that popping in there 2 greens and a few reds in there is going to make me want this, you have another thing coming. Because looking at this palette, I can count the 2 greens and about 5 reddish pinks, and everything else is a neutral or a brown or a black. Basic. That's all you're really getting. I don't understand this palette. I don't get it. I really, really want to know what Morphe is thinking when they want to release new palettes. First of all, we're so over the large palettes. We're so over them. At least I know I personally am. I am very picky with the large palettes that I purchase nowadays. If I purchase any, I don't want them. I don't want the space. They just take up too much. Stop with the large palettes, first of all. Second of all, if you are trying to sell to your loyal customers, don't you think they already have a bunch of crap? And I mean by crap, I mean the brown shades, not like junk, which could also be truth. Why do you keep adding these colors? If you want to give me something that's fiery, put this in a 9-pan palette. You have those 9-pan palettes at Ulta, and some of them are so boring. You could have actually given me those greens and reds and maybe one brown, and I think I would have liked that a lot more than this one. I don't understand. I don't get it. Why? This is a brand that just doesn't get the hint, doesn't listen to their consumers, could care less, and just wants to do their thing. Or maybe they're just with a bunch of browns in their warehouse and they're just trying to figure out how the heck to get rid of them all because they sold too, or they bought too many for other palettes. I don't know, but no, I don't think so. Not for $25, not for $10, not for $5. I'm not interested. So this next one, I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know what it was called. I did see it, but I didn't know what it was called. This is the MAC Pony palette. I'll give it to MAC because they have a variety. It's not a quad, it's not a huge palette, it's not 12 shadows. You're getting 8 shadows, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't understand what this palette theme is. It says pony, so I'm assuming it's with somebody, a famous person, an artist, something, because I'm thinking pony, I'm thinking like, you know, a horse farm or something, and this palette is snooze fest, like big time snooze fest. If you're a lover of neutrals, if you do not wear color, if you are very basic with your eyeshadows and you don't even like poop brown shadows, this might be up your alley. But I bet you already have all these in my collection, and it is very, very boring. I don't understand this. No. And this is supposed to be, is this a holiday collection? I don't think it's a holiday collection, but I'm looking at these colors and I'm just like, there's not one in there that I can say it's like, wow, that one stands out. It is truly for those that love the no makeup look. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want you guys to take the wrong, thing out of this. It's just with all the eyeshadow palettes that we have nowadays, this is what you release. Now the next one, I got quite a few of these, quite a few requests to talk about these, and I was dying to talk about these. These are the new Anastacio Noir palettes. You guys can see on the screen, there are 3 of them. All right, let's start out with, first of all, you released the first one. Fine. You caught my attention. I was debating on it. The price was a little steep for me at the moment. I'm being very specific with what I want to get, especially since I'm still in a low buy and I will continue my low buy. So I'm very, very picky with what I want. Saw reviews. The quality seems to be really good compared to their other palettes because their quality is okay. It's very powdery. I'm curious to see if that was the same with the volume one. Then all of a sudden we get volume 2 within about a week or so. And then surprise, surprise, you get volume 3 within days of I don't even think the second one had released when the third one was already announced and shown. Now I get it. Anastasia is one of those brands where a lot of their releases are constantly leaked. So if she's doing this in a tactic of being the first one to release things, you gotta evaluate who you are letting into your circle of trust, because that right there is your primary problem. You need to fix that. Second of all, if we are whining and crying, and they're one of those brands that are on social media constantly listening to their consumers, listening to what we want, what we need, what we don't want, what they should release, so on and so forth, you probably have heard that we don't like releases so often, so quickly. I'm not kidding you. I debated on the first one. When I saw the second one so close, and then the third one, my whole brain shut down. I didn't care what color story was there. I didn't care what they were giving me. They could have been giving me $1 million per palette, and I've been like, too much, too soon. It was just too much, too soon. You guys know that this is my rant and rave with Colourpop. This is why I don't buy from Colourpop on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. It's like seasonal for me. Every 6 months, on my birthday, during Christmas, when they have a certain sale going on, because they release too much. And Anastasia fell for it. I don't know their reasoning behind it, but I can tell you that a lot of people feel the way I feel, and if they were trying to get their bottom line up, I don't think that this worked. First of all, your palettes are $60 a piece. That's 3 of them. You're telling us specifically that we're going to spend $180. Where they're located at the moment, you're not getting any sales. You're not getting any discounts. There's no affiliate codes that go with them. Free shipping, maybe you might be throwing us, but that's it. And I can almost guarantee you they're going to bundle these and give it a cheaper price around the holiday season. Mark my words, the people that spent the $60 times 3 are gonna get pissed off because they're gonna sell them a lot cheaper as a bundle, because they always do these vault things. They seem to do these vault things. I am so turned off, it's not even funny. I don't understand. I think the color, certain ones, I have to really pay attention because I feel like some of them are repetitive. I feel like some of them just have pops of shades in them and it's like the normal everyday type of shades that they have in them. But I have not even cared to look and dissect these palettes at all because they released them so quickly, so close to each other, that I just like, whoop, no, thank you. I don't even care. I really did not even look at these. I'm like, oh, done, over with. Even people had DM me and they're like, look at this. I'm like, yeah, I'm gone. I'm long gone, and who knows if I'm gonna get on it to even consider it. I don't know. I kind of feel like I might not even entertain it at all. It's just, so I was hoping this next one was gonna be on this list because I got a little bone. I had DM'd quite a few people that had messaged me about these that were interested, and I turned them off so quickly because guess what? I'm sorry, Patricia, but who do you think you are? First of all, these are the Pat McGrath quads. Okay. They may be special with these special effect eyeshadows. You're only getting 4, so okay, it's not a huge palette. They're unique. That's what they look like in the pictures. I cannot attest to it because I have not seen any swatches at this point. But let me explain, okay? Let me explain. First of all, The 6-pan eyeshadow palettes that I have purchased, full price were $55. I ended up getting them for half price when they were on sale, and then some of them I ended up using a Sephora gift card. So technically, for 4 palettes, I paid $55. I got 6 eyeshadows per palette. Each shadow was giving me 2 grams of shadow. Awesome. They are no longer available at Sephora. Somebody decided to just sit back and be like, let me stick it to these people, okay? She goes around. These 6-pan eyeshadow palettes are available on her website. She jacked up the price on these. They're more than $55 if I recall on her website. Then she releases these quads. You're getting 1.5 grams of shadow, so you're getting less amount of shadow per individual shadow in the quad, and these are $60. Okay, I know most of us are not great at math, and I know most of us don't pick up as quickly as others, but what? Like, I'm just baffled that some people are actually interested in these and are willing to spend the $60 on 4 shadows with less product when you didn't spend the $55 on 6. I don't understand. Who died and made her queen? Please tell me, because if I'm going to be blunt and honest with you guys, I'm going with Anastacio Noir. That woman has made it affordable by making the shadows smaller so then more of us can be able to afford her big, large palette. She did that with the Sunset palette, $65. You get less product, but the price went down. And now with the new Metropolis one, it's like the big $200 and some palette, but she condensed it to make it $129, where we can get the same amount of shadow, less product, but you're still getting bang for your buck. Anastacio Noir is my girl right now. Pat, not here. Sorry. Caso cerrado. Okay, so here's the next one, and I'm feeling some type of way. Okay? So somebody mentioned the So Jaded palette. The reason why this individual mentioned this was because they felt like there was no cohesiveness to this palette. Honestly, that's the reason why I love it. And I get it. I know a lot of my eyeshadow palettes, people are like, I can't figure it out. There's too much going on. And I understand that because I have 2 sisters who are exactly the same way. They will look at this and one of them will absolutely get overwhelmed. She refuses to have anything bigger than a naked palette because they're just too much to think about. And then the other one won't even touch us with a 10-foot pole. I'm making it very clear. So I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I kind of already touched base on this palette in my palette bingo. So no one stated anything about this palette as far as the quality or that it was too big or the cost or anything. It was more that it wasn't cohesive, and I get it. But if you really break this down, you guys, you have quads. This is a quad right here. This is a quad. This is a quad. Here's a nice quad right here. Here's a nice quad. Here's a nice quad. You can do overlapping. Look, this is a beautiful fall quad right here. You get one right here. So if you ever have a huge palette like this and you're not understanding it, break it down to quads or duos. Minimalize it, simplify it for yourself. Don't look at it as a whole, but break it down so then that way you can understand it a little bit better. That's my advice for any large palette or any palette that is not in order of shades, because obviously you see this is a neutral, then you have a red, then a neutral, then you have a gray. I get it. I can hop around and I'm fine, I'm good to go, but I get it. So that is my thing with this one. And any other palette that's huge or all mumbo jumbo, take it as quads, take it as duos. Don't overwhelm yourself with looking at it as a huge palette. Break it down to make it easier for you. Continuing with Colourpop. Did I not say to you guys when I did that whole strawberry palette that Colourpop should stop? They should just stop with the monochromatic palettes because they're going to start to be redundant and they're going to have a lot of overlap and basically you're going to be wasting your money. And then they decide to release the peach. And then they decide to release the lilac you a lot. Now this one was the one that was submitted. So this palette has a lot of lavender, has a lot of purples in there, but you guys, it is another one that is going to waste your money. I'm going to pull it up because from memory, I know it's if you have the It's My Pleasure palette, put the colors lighter on your eyes with less pigment and you're gonna get a light wash of what this palette is about. Like seriously, this reminds me of my Colored Rain palette, just a little bit more muted. This reminds me of It's My Pleasure palette from Colourpop. Like, purples are so easily done, and there's purples in quite a few palettes. This is so redundant. They should have stopped when they ended it at the last true primary color, which I think it was the yellow one. After that, they should have stopped. They shouldn't have came out with the strawberry. They shouldn't have come out with the peach, and now the lilac. Colourpop, please stop. No mas. Next up we have is the ABH Jackie Aina palette. Now this one, again, I didn't put any mind to it. I really didn't soak it in because of the constant releases. So I understand. I can't get on board with the names, honestly. I have seen tutorials with it. It does seem like colors I already own. I do like the palette overall, and I have considered getting it. I don't own it, and at this point, it's at the bottom of my totem pole, honestly. But I can see why not many people want it. Either if you're not a fan of her, that's one reason. I don't follow her. I don't know anything that's going on with her. I don't know the reasoning why she picked the names or the colors or whatever it is. But I'm 50-50 with this palette. I'm going to be blunt and honest. I'm 50-50. Just because of the color scheme, it kind of is pretty. I could see myself using it, but I know I have these shades already in other brands, even in Anastasia palettes. So I get it. I get it, you guys. You don't need it. You don't need it. Last but not least, we have Too Faced collections in general. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am a sucker for Too Faced's packaging. That's one of the few brands that always catches me with the packaging itself. For about 3 Christmases now, I have really toned it down with my Too Faced purchases of holiday collection. Not because of their actual packaging or any of their themes. I think that they do it well when it comes to it if you are looking for a truly themed holiday collection. But my thing is that if you bought it the first year, you're going to have it for all the rest of the years. They really don't do anything unique. They don't give me something that's going to be calling me to say, you know what, you should get that palette. You don't own something like that. They release so much throughout the year that around the holiday season, I feel like it's redundant. They've already done it. They've added glitter, just like they added glitter to that rich palette thing. They have it during the holiday season right now. They just give you guys, they give minis if you didn't want to buy the full size, which I appreciate because sometimes I do like to give those as gifts, or if I don't want the full size of certain products, okay, fine. But as far as their palettes, it's very redundant. They're very redundant. They're very repetitive. It's just their packaging and their themes change every year. Again, if you purchased already 1 year's worth of holiday collections for Too Faced, you own it all already. So you're basically either a collector at this point or you're wasting your money thinking you're going to get something new, which in reality, you're not. All right, you guys, now that I have to cool myself down because I was up there, I'm even sweating. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating. So these are the releases you guys submitted. Again, if these are palettes or collections that you're purchasing, don't take this to heart. Don't take offense to it. Do what you want to do. It's your money. It's your collection. It's your space. You do you, boo. Okay? You do you. I am in the majority with those that submitted this, that I also agree with a lot of these. I'm not purchasing these. I'm not interested in any of these. Honestly, I think I'll be saving my money this holiday season. Yeah. Anyway, I will catch you guys in a video right over here if you're interested in continuing your journey with me. Until then, bye guys.